Hello. It's Dirty Trucking. Currently, 9:29 a.m. here in Detroit. You know I'm usually not up this early, but I had to go help my son with something. But here's the thing. Then had another hacker incident with Uber. Yes, that's right. We had one back in, I believe that was on March or April. A hacker got in, lured me to a location at Grosse Pointe, and then told me to cancel the ride. This is not a real ride. I need to verify you, because he was trying to get into my account, my bank account. So here we go again. I'm out in Pontiac last night. Got a phone call at 9:11. Telling me this guy, he's the update team with Uber. Are you offline right now? I said, no, I'm on my way to pick up a rider. He said, I'm going to need you to cancel that, and we'll compensate you for it. So I pull over, send a message to the rider. I had to cancel, and they talking about this is Uber update team. And because Uber don't do this shit. And I'm getting sick of these people freely being able to access drivers through the Uber app. So this guy sounded like he's LGBTQ that I was talking to. The first person, when it happened before, he sounded like he was a black male when it happened back earlier part of the year. This guy sounds like he's LGBTQ. So tells me with the Uber update team. I said, well, talking about he needs to do a manual update. I said, well, the maps, because the maps have been acting crazy. I've never seen nothing going on with this, what's going on with this map before with any kind of GPS system in my life. And somebody needs to investigate what the fuck is going on with Uber's GPS, because something is seriously wrong. I've never seen a map do this, what it's doing. It's spinning, it's losing where it's at, talking about it's losing signal, all this shit. It's not pulling you up to the right house. It's a long delay in it. Something's wrong. So, but this guy claimed he's with the update team. He's gonna have to do a manual update. I told him, man, I ain't got time for this. I got to get going because I had something I had to do. So, some money I need to make. So, he tells me it's going to be an hour, and then to fast forward a long story, talking about they're going to compensate me $85.24 for the inconvenience because they're trying to get this taken care of. We're aware of the mapping problem. I got a long list of drivers I need to contact, blah, 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 lies. So, the guy tell me he needs to verify my phone number. Then he asked me for my email. I give him that. Then he tells me he need to verify my banking information. I said, what do you need to do that for? He said, for your $85. Because first he didn't tell me I was going to get $85. I said, what do you need that for? It's because we're going to pay you $85.24 for the inconvenience. We know you need to make money, and this is going to be an inconvenience because the process is going to take about an hour. So, that's what he told me. So, he said, can you verify your card information? The man actually had the first four of my card information. He had the license plate of his car, and you still in the license plate, yeah. And can you verify your card information? So I went on ahead and gave him the full card number. I'm just going along with this little charade here. I'm just going along with it. I know it's some fucking scam shit, because it's the same skit. Because they want to ask you if you offline. They need you offline. But he didn't know I didn't go offline. I never went offline. But whatever he needed to do, he was able to do while I was still online. So, he done asked for the phone number. He done got the email. He done got me to read my debit card information. He needed my zip code. And all of a sudden the phone went quiet. I'm like, hello, are you still there? And then all of a sudden he come back, can you hear me now? Playing like the phone went out for a minute, but it didn't. That was him just doing that damn shit. And you could hear him whispering to somebody. He's in a quiet location. There's no noise in the background. It's real quiet. So it sounds like he's at home or somewhere somewhere where it's real quiet. So, and I kept warning him. I said, we had just had this happen. Somebody calling through the Uber app talking about they work for Uber and all this shit. And it turned out to be a hacker. He's trying to reassure me, ma'am, that's not the case here. I'm with the update team. We have to manually update the mapping system. So I didn't get any $85, but he was on the phone with me long enough to actually had access my bank account. But before we get to that part, I warned him. I warned him several times. I said, look, I live downtown next to the FBI. And because the last time this is a hacker, I'm telling you. And then he kept assuring me that that's not the case. Then he said the computer asked him, needed to know if I had more than $100 in my account. I said, what the fuck kind of shit is that? I said, now you asking me how much money is in my account. You know, I'm not asking you how much money in your account. This is just a question that the computer generated. It's asking if you have more than $100 in your account. I said, you're asking how much money in my account, so I'm going to say no. No. And he tells me, well, if this, what you answered is not correct, I can't proceed with giving you $85. No, the answer is no. No. No, I don't have more than $100 in my account. No. So he is still talking. So I'm already realizing this is a scam. This is some bullshit again. Like I said, the guy sounds straight LGBTQ. So I'm puzzled how you got my debit card first 4 card numbers, because a rider can't see that. Now, a rider can see the license plate of the car. They can see the make and color of the car. So that's letting me know that this is possibly a rider. This is an operation that is operating with riders, or either this is somebody that works for Uber or Hertz that works in customer service to get the information, because a rider cannot see my debit card information on the app. So how he got the first 4 numbers, I don't know. Ain't no guess, or I don't know if that's something somewhere he can look it up, what my bank card number, first 4 card numbers usually are, or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, my last words to him is, I said, if you're not legit, I'm telling you, this sounds like a scam. You sound like a hacker, this blah, blah, blah. Now this ain't right. Something's not right with this shit. Uber don't do this. They don't call you doing this shit, making you cancel rides and all this shit. And he gave me his name, talking about, I asked him, would you mind me getting Uber on the phone to verify who you are? Well, if you need verification, I'll give you my name and my badge number, my, his employee number. So he gave me a name and a number, but probably fake. So, but I told him, I said, if this not legit, then he went to telling me, well, if you're going to get a third party, doing that third party calls and transferring calls and merging calls, I can't proceed with my what I need to do, because we're going to pay you $85. Oh, $85? Oh, you should have said that at first. I'm just going along with this bullshit. So my last words to him, I said, if you're not legit, I'm going to contact the FBI. Next thing I heard, click. So knowing it's a scam, I immediately went on the phone, locked my card. Sure and behold, he was on that long enough to actually, wait a minute, no. Before we go to the lock card, he said he needed to verify my phone number, and he did something. He said, you're going to receive a text message. I got a text message from my bank with a code. He said, I need that code. So I give him the code. And then he got to talking some more, and then re-mentioned that he needed the code. I said, I gave you the code already. Oh, he forgot I gave him the code. Okay, I said, well, this don't even sound right. None of this shit sounds right. Uber does not do this. We get all our shit through the app. None of this shit, I said. So I said, if you're not legit, I'm going to contact the FBI. Then I heard click. So right after that, not long after that, I get 2 text messages from my bank asking me, did you authorize a $50 and a $75 Apple Pay transaction? I said no. So I had already locked the card. When I said no, the bank put a lock and it suspended on the card. So I don't know who these individuals are, but when I got home and looked at the number that he called me from 2 different numbers. It had a green check mark by it. That is a new process that Uber has implemented to verify the riders, the riders to the driver, because they be getting here with them fake names and all that other shit. And it'll show up verified on the app. The word verify in green will show up that the number and the information has been verified. So there was a green on my call list with the numbers. There was green check mark by both of the numbers he called me from. Because the first phone number he called me from, he told me this is his personal phone. I'm going to have to hang up and call you from my other phone. So 1 minute later, he called me at another phone. He called me at 9:11 on the first call. The second call at 9:12. So I'm talking to him on the second phone. But I look on my call log, there's a green check mark by both of those numbers. That means that's a writer. That's a writer. Now, I don't know if my number come across as verified on their end with a green check mark. I don't know. But I know Uber's implemented a new program where they're verifying the writers now information, and it comes up with the words in green verified. So he had two green check marks by both. He had green check marks by the number. I said, this is a writer. This is either a writer. This is either somebody in customer support that works within the company on Uber side or Hertz side. But this is the second time, the same skit, and they're calling directly through the Uber app. They have access through the Uber app. And the only way you can contact me through the Uber app is if you either on a trip with me. I don't know if you can still do it if after you had a trip with me. Because I know if there's you left something or anything, you could find the trip. I don't know if you can contact me through the trip after you completed the trip. I don't think you could do that. I think you would have to contact Uber to get in contact with me once you complete your trip. But the only way you can call me through Uber app is if you're on the current trip. I'm on my way to pick you up. You're my current trip that I'm aware of. That's the only way I know you can call me. So somehow they have access to the Uber app. They have access to the Uber app. I think these are passengers that have gotten into the car with the drivers, because the first time it happened, the guy gets on the phone talking about he need to verify I'm me making all these earnings. That was the first time it happened. Now this guy talking about he's doing something, he's part of the update team and all this bullshit. So, but this the problem. I was out there in Pontiac, Michigan when it happened. Just so happened some officers was out there responding to something else. I stopped the officer. He said he couldn't take the report because they were responding to something else out there, and recommended I go down to the precinct. I went down there. There was nobody to take the report. Gave me a call to call number. I'm tired of people doing shit, and because you just want my fucking phone number. You want my name and my phone number up at your precinct. I'm getting tired of that goddamn shit. I done got hip to it. I'm peeped to it. I'm sick of that shit. I go in there. The officer I tell her what happened. She said, I have to have an officer dispatched to me because there was nobody there at the precinct to take the report. I'm in the precinct. Nobody there to take the goddamn fucking report for the fraud, the hacker. And I'm in the precinct. I got to call the dispatch number and have them dispatch a car to me in the police lot. It don't make sense. This is the shit I go through. So I told him I didn't have time. I need to make one more trip because there was something I had to do. I had to make my money for that day. But my next trip ended up taking me all the way back down to Romulus, Michigan, damn near the airport. So I was out of the Pontiac area. I couldn't hang around up there to have them dispatch a call to me because that didn't make sense. I'm in the police lot, in the police station. This is out in Pontiac. And you gonna tell me I got to have a car dispatched to me in your lot to file a police report? You see the kind of stupid shit going on here? Did you hear what I just said? She gave me a card. You don't believe me? This is the card she gave me. What that say? Dispatch, Oakland Sheriff, Pike Street, Pontiac, Michigan. That's what she gave me. Nobody was at the precinct to able to take the report. I'm in the police station. Nobody could take the report without me having to be dispatched a car. Wow. So, they made me believe I had to file it out there because I was called. The call came in out there. So, I called the Detroit Police Telephone Crime. Detroit Police Telephone Crime has a problem. Your operators there, I don't know what the fuck is wrong there. But there's something wrong there. Because I called the telephone crime. The lady tells me, I said, I want to, do I report this hacking fraud shit with Detroit police or Pontiac? Because I told her I got the call when I was out there in Pontiac, but I live in Detroit. She said, well, you need to file that in Pontiac. That's what the telephone crime told me. But I live in Detroit. You're supposed to file in your jurisdiction where you live. I live in Detroit. This was a phone call that took place. I live in Detroit. So she told me Pontiac. So I called the dispatch number off the card that the police department gave me. That's the dispatch number. I called the officer on the phone. Well, let me get your name and phone number. I'm going to have an officer call you back. And we need to get your name and number. I have him call you back. When would that be, officer? That'll be today, because it was early this morning by that time. I done made it already home. It's because my day got ended when my card was locked. So I ended up coming home. So that was around midnight, somewhere after midnight. And I called, let me get your name and number. I have an officer call you back. That'll be the day. He said, yes, be on the lookout for a phone call. I done went to sleep and woke up at 6:30. Ain't no phone call. So I go assist my son with what he needed to be assisted with. And while I'm waiting for him to get done, I called the dispatch number. He transferred me to a detective. I tell him the story. He said he's never heard of this happening with an Uber driver. Oh, it's been happening. Oh, no, yeah. Y'all, see, that's the problem. Y'all don't hear shit. All this hacking shit going on, y'all don't hear shit. People been telling you. So he said this is the first he's heard of it. But he told me he can't take the report. Where do you live? I'm in Detroit. He said you need to contact Detroit. I said, well, I contacted Detroit telephone crime reporter. She told me I need to file in Pontiac. He said, well, I'm sorry you've been misinformed. Misinformed. Okay, Pontiac police told me to go down to the police station and have a car dispatched to file a report. Detroit police telephone crime tells me they can't take the report because it happened in Pontiac. Go ahead and contact Pontiac. It happened in Pontiac. You need to call Pontiac. So, this is why nothing get done. Nothing gets solved. Because this back and forth shit. Now, this is law enforcement that has done this. All this back and forth, the phone calls, and I ain't filed a report yet with nobody. So, after the officer told me that, I called Detroit telephone crime back. Now, I'm on the car phone. The car is connected to the phone. The officer tells me, can you take me off of what you got me on? Why? I'm trying to file a report. You can't hear me clearly? I can hear you. You can hear me. Can you take me off what you have me on? Take me off the speaker or whatever. She more concerned about being on speaker than taking a report. Well, I told her, well, I'm going to have to call you back to disconnect you from the car. So I called back. Now, of course, nobody's answering the phone. You want to know why? Because they have caller ID and they see the numbers coming in. Every time I do a telephone crime reporting, I have a problem. I don't know what's wrong with your telephone crime here in Detroit, but this shit is becoming a joke. And I'm tired of it. All this shit happening is becoming a joke. I called them when my journal got switched. Ain't nobody told me who did the shit. Ain't no arrest been made. Ain't nothing. This shit is a joke. You got me doing your law enforcement job. You sitting up here letting this shit happen to me. I'm getting full details, all that in particulars about it. And then pass the information along to you. Y'all go make some miraculous bust like you did all the footwork and they ain't did shit. They just listening to me tell them what the fuck happened. Gathering information free. And I'm sick of the shit. Now, I called 2 law enforcement agencies. No report. Tried to file it with the FBI yesterday. I couldn't send the report because it's talking about some number I put in wasn't in the right format. So I deleted the number out of there. So the box didn't clear out the warning so it can send a report. And every time I bagged out of it, It erased the whole document and I had to start all over till I got tired of it. Now, I couldn't even file a report on the FBI site, the FBI IC3 site, which is for computer crimes. I couldn't file a report on there because something was going on. I couldn't file a report with the Pontiac police. Telephone crime reporting with Detroit told me I need to contact Pontiac. Pontiac tell me I've been misinformed. You need to file it with Detroit police. Now, they done tried to steal my money. I done gathered all the information, and they ain't doing nothing but listen to me tell them what happened. You get your investigation process done for free through me, but ain't nobody filed a goddamn report. So I'm to the point to where this is a joke. I'm tired of dealing with this shit. You not doing shit. You laughing this fucking shit off. You listening to me gather you free information. You not filing any kind of goddamn report. You not doing anything about any goddamn report I have filed. These motherfuckers is attempting to steal and have stolen and switched from me. And y'all just sitting up here laughing this shit off. You've been misinformed. Call here, call there, do this, do that. We ain't doing shit. Don't call back. Click. That's all I'm getting.